like diamonds in the sky. You were shooting like stars. A vision of ecstasy. When you hold me.
Hello guys. Welcome to my birthday Q&A special. As of now, I'm now 19 years old. And I've decided to answer all your questions with my voice. Without any dilly-dallying, let's begin with the questions, shall we? Well, these first two aren't exactly questions. I do thank you for the birthday wishes, and I do really love that you all like the work that I do and the effort I put into all the videos that I produce for you all to watch and enjoy. Yeah, that's all I kind of want to say about those two. I hope you continue to enjoy my channel for as long as I stay here. But anyway, I'll stop babbling now. Let's move on to the other questions that I have. If my memory is serving me correctly, I do not have any Arrow Ace friends. All my friends are part of the LGBTQ+ community, but none of them identify as Arrow Ace. And there are a lot of flags in my circle, specifically the ones of the people who I've known for over 4 years now. But yeah, no one in my group is Arrow Ace. I would tell all their flags, but I'm gonna keep that to myself for privacy reasons. I thank you for the question. Let's move on to the next one. No, this one just feels like a very big borderline question for my channel, but I'm gonna be honest, it was definitely Pinterest. Looking up Batjoke's fan art on Pinterest, there's a lot of cute things that I saw. It just made the ship kind of grow on me. Am I aware of the whole twisted stuff in the canon lore of DC? Yes, I am very aware of that. But this is an alternate universe where certain things never happened. It's an AU. We never, for like those who say it's not an excuse or whatever, I'm not saying it as an excuse, I'm just borderline telling you. This is an AU on my channel that I have fun creating. If you do not like that, then you can kindly leave my channel. Many other people like my content, and you don't have to watch it. I don't force you to watch it. Let me sorry about all that, but let's move on to the next question. My favorite soda? It would definitely have to be orange soda by Fanta. If I'm not drinking water, then it's probably that, or actually also probably Sprite. Let's say those two are my like top two. Thanks for the question. Let's move on to the next one. Well, for this one, no, I actually do not have any summer reading. I don't exactly have any summer work to do, since, well, I am actually a college student. Soon I will be starting my sophomore year in college. Freshman year went relatively quickly. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that one. We're not gonna talk about how that year went, specifically spring semester. We're not gonna talk about that. But thanks for the question. Let's move on to the next one. I wasn't expecting to get that many questions about this, to be honest. But I digress. I became a Gacha Tube because it felt like something fun to do, because I used to watch all those old videos that people used to make back in 2018. I had a lot of inspiration as well, even from those cringy videos we used to make that we all thought were the best thing to make. And you know, like I said, I had a lot of inspiration from watching very big Gacha tubers back in 2018, though some I can't exactly say I watch anymore due to their recent actions that have been exposed. But I digress, there are still a couple people who I admire watching a lot. For what it's like to be a Gacha Tuber, I would say it's having like your own schedule to upload content that you find entertaining to yourself and expressing it with others like on the internet. Now, is this a perfect community? Of course not. There are many ups and downs and bumps in the road this community has faced, with recent exposures and old exposures of very inspirational Gacha Tubers who kinda set the wheel for the community. And then there's also the ones that create certain content that I will not get into. It's the internet, I'm sure you'll find plenty of examples of it. Though, even in the midst of all this chaos, there's still a good side to the community. So many Gacha Tubers have, well, made that possible to see, in my opinion. So, even if there's so many struggles a Gacha Tuber may face, with the right inspiration and motivation, they can make anything possible, like making this community grow again. With me being a realist, do I believe the community will get back to like its peak that it had in 2018? Not necessarily. But with help from the right people, I'm sure this community's reputation can be re-established. That's kind of also what it means like to be a Gacha Tuber to me. Being able to take some maybe bad things happening in the community and kind of turn them around in a sense, in your own creative way. Now, my favorite characters are definitely going to have to be my Bad Jokes family characters, since, well, I just love them so much. Even if there are some that I kind of secretly hate, just because of the personality I gave them, they're my creation, so I can love and hate them at the same time as well. Well, thank you three for those questions. Let's move on to the next one. Though I probably should have one. No, I don't have an actual job. I do earn money from my YouTube videos, but I do have to meet a certain amount to actually get paid. I won't say how much due to privacy reasons, but thank you for this question. Let's move on to the next one. Do I personally watch an anime? No, but have I seen the ship before? Yes, Pinterest exists. And from what I've seen, the ship is cute. Don't get me wrong, just because I'm a BL shipper personally doesn't mean I can't admire the straight ships a fan would have, just as long as they're not those types that are stands about it and would hate every other person just because they ship something else. Bakudeku stands, but we're not gonna get into that. Thanks for this question. Let's move on to the next one. Oh boy. When I look back, I thought it was a good idea for like the first initial series that I did, but now that I'm thinking about it again as of now, it just doesn't click as well as it did before. I'm saying this because I feel like she would most likely want him to move on with his life, just like she would with hers if they broke up. It's a personal headcanon of mine. As of now, then it is, yeah, it didn't click then. But her personality has since been changed, as you saw in episode 4 of the new series that I'm working on that replaces the old mini movie that I made. As for Clara, or what I call her Mrs. Afton, or whatever anyone else calls her, and Will's mom being evil, it was because I was tired of the whole stereotype with Oliver, aka William's father in many AUs, being the abusive one, and William being abusive after that, due to trauma and whatnot. No hate, of course, to anyone who uses that stereotype for their AU, but I feel like it's overused at this point. I kinda also want to ask the question, like, why the name Oliver came up to be William's father's name, and I feel like it's just overused as well. Like, I feel like there can be different names for him. And I'm gonna be honest, when watching those videos, I feel like I'm watching the same thing over and over again. Sure, there might be slight differences in their AUs, but it doesn't really click too much to me, because I mean, there's just an underlining factor of Oliver being abusive and wanting to have his family be like completely perfect, and then somewhat he might change or he might not change. It just feels like I've just seen it way too many times at this point. But I thank you for this question, and let's move on to the last one of today's video. Sure you can. Well guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you all for the wonderful questions you all asked me. And again, I want to thank you all for the constant support you've all given me throughout my journey from when I started to the point where I am to today. And also, I want to thank you all for getting me to over 28,000 subscribers. I never thought I would make it this far, honestly. Finally, I want to say look out for episode 5 of my Bad Joke series. I guess as a small little spoiler, we will be seeing Bria and Jace being introduced soon, though their designs will be very different than they are in my second AU, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyways guys, I'll see you all in any future videos. Have a nice day, night, or whenever you're seeing this. Bye bye now.
Echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes.